of Love and Hip Hop. I know you don't watch Love and Hip Hop. Don't be quiet now.
What?
So, all right, let me fill you in because I know
in.
you don't know about the Love and Hip Hop
really
stuff.
don't.
And this is New York. You should be tuning in every Monday
I
night,
ain't from
8
New
p.m.
York.
Look.
I just visited.
Mona
a few
cut me a
times.
check. Mona cut me a check every Monday night, 8 p.m. Look, so now you know Mendices is going to jail. Well, he's in jail now for 8 years. Okay. Now my question is, as the mom, should you take your kids to see the father in jail?
That's the question.
That's the question. Should you take your kids to see their dad
So
or
this is
even
about
their mom
this
in
is
jail?
Mendices and Yandy situation, right? I wouldn't take my
But
kids
we're gonna
to
make
go
it
see him in
generic.
jail.
We're gonna make it generic.
No.
Should you take your kids to see their parents in jail?
Not if your child is like under the age of 13.
Let's
No.
say they're under the age of 10.
No, absolutely not. I think
Why not?
jail is no place for a child. And I think the parent who's in jail should also be thinking about what's best for the child. And it's not to see you locked up and behind bars or visiting with you through a glass. Or
So you saying that you should not have no communication with your parent?
you can write letters. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know they be doing everything in jail. I don't know if they can
But
FaceTime
why
or whatnot.
should you write letters when you can go and see them?
You can't go and see your child. You're locked up.
No, but you can see them. You can
No,
go and visit
That's
them.
if I bring them, and I'm not going to do that.
But why wouldn't you bring them if you can
Because
see
jail
them?
is not a place for children. Jail
But
is
it's not-
punishment.
Yeah, it is, but they're in jail. So you telling me
Yes. What am I saying?
you wouldn't let your children have a relationship with their dad, even if he's in jail. You wouldn't let them have some form of communication as far as visual
No. But they can pen
for
pal it out.
8 years.
They can pen pal it out. Letters are strong.
For 8 years.
The art of writing is long, so the children and the father can work on their writing skills. No, I don't think jail.
They can work on their writing skills.
They can work on their writing skills. I don't think jail is a place for a child. It's just not. It's not a good look, man. It's not a good look.
Okay, but you don't have a choice.
I do have a choice because I'm going to take them.
And what's wrong with that?
No, let me tell you. If I'm a parent and I'm locked up, don't bring my child to come see me while I'm locked up.
You not. So
and
you
if
say
I-
you don't want to see your child while you're locked up.
I would not want my children in jail. No.
You wouldn't want to see your child while you're locked
I would not
up.
want my children to come and visit me while I'm locked up. No, I would not
So
want
you're saying
that.
you wouldn't want to see your child while
I
you're
don't know
locked
how many
up?
other ways I have to tell you, but I'm telling you simple. I would not want my children to come to a place like jail to see me, and no. And if vice versa, if I had to bring my children to jail to go and see, no.
First of
Sorry,
all-
whatever you was doing that got you in jail, you should have thought about that. It's your choice. You
No.
made your choice.
But some people make bad decisions.
Okay, and there's consequences to every decision. So
Right, but that's not one of the consequences.
It is.
If it
But
doesn't
it
have
is.
to be.
It is.
You
It does
already
have to
no.
be.
One
It
of
does
the
have
one
to
of the
be.
one of the
So
consequences
if you're in jail,
are
let's just flip this around. If you're in jail, do you want Lil Mike and Marvin to come
yes,
see you in jail? No.
yes. Let me
Well,
tell you why.
you gonna
Let
be
me tell
short.
you why. I understand the consequences that I'm not going to be there every Christmas. I'm not going to be there every Thanksgiving. I can't be with you 365 days a year. But the time that I do get to see you, if I'm in jail for 8 years, I want to see my son grow up. At least.
But you're not going to see that. What is the visitation?
I'm going to
You're not
see
gonna
it.
see that.
I'm going to see it on a small scale.
You're
You
not
could-
seeing it at all.
You will know who I am.
What is? I don't know.
Tosin.
I don't know anyone who's in jail. But what is visitation like? Is it like a monthly visitation? Now is this weekly visitation?
Visitation.
How does
Sometimes
it work?
it is weekly. Sometimes it is monthly. It all depends. There's visiting hours. It's the same way if someone's in the hospital and you want them to come and visit you. You come and visit. We meet up in the little area and we sit and we talk.
Point blank,
And-
period.
and
I
we
ain't
get
taking
like
my
an
child-
hour.
I'm not taking my child to jail to go and see anyone. Sorry.
Listen.
And if I'm in jail, don't bring my child to come see me in that type
Listen,
of position.
Phaedra. Listen.
What you mean, Phaedra? No, but legit. No, especially if the child is, if the child is 13, 14, 15, I think they kind of, they get it. They know whatever.
It doesn't
But
matter how young they are.
But for me, it does.
the
For me,
younger
yes.
they are,
The
the
worse.
more. No, it is not
worse
the
it is
worst.
to take them to jail.
The
No.
more important
No.
it is. All
No.
right, Papoose
What
said
can your-
something. Let me
your-
tell you something.
your
Papoose
father
said
do-
something that was very instrumental.
And that
Listen,
was.
is that the prison system is designed to break up families, correct? So therefore, when someone goes to jail,
gosh.
it is your opportunity to still be able to take that measure to somewhat keep that type
I'm
of
sorry.
communication.
What was Mendices locked up for?
It was some type of, something small.
No. What was he locked up for? That's what's breaking up families. It's the
No.
actions that he did to land
That's
himself
true. That's
in jail.
true. And I'm not saying, and I'm not saying that he's, I'm not saying that he's innocent.
I'm not saying he's innocent either, but you got to understand the consequences to your actions. And regardless of what he thought it was going to be, when he made the choice to do whatever he did that got him locked up, this is the consequence of it. He was already making his choice. He knows that could happen. He knew what could happen.
You don't think of the consequences right
Well,
then
you
and
need
there.
to. As a grown man, he should have. So,
I mean, you
that's
do.
his problem.
You do.
That's
You
his problem
do.
to me. He ain't
But
thinking about the
listen,
consequences.
but that's
Well, you
not the
better think about
reality
him,
at this
honey.
point. If you wind up being with somebody that goes to jail,
Dog, my
it's
kids
imperative.
are not going to jail, point blank, period.
They're not going to jail, but they should be
They're
able to visit their dad.
Not in jail. You know where you
Listen.
visit your dad at? You visit your dad at in the hospital if he's sick. You visit your dad
Let me tell
on
you,
his job. You don't
If
go
I-
and visit
if I
your
was
dad
a
in
little
prison.
kid, if I was a little kid and you did not take me to see my dad
wouldn't.
when I was, whether he was in jail, whether he was in Colorado, whether he was in Massachusetts, if you did not take
Why
me to
is it
see
my
my dad,
responsibility to take
me
you
and
to
you
go
would
see
have
your
a
dad?
problem.
Maybe your dad should come see you. Ooh, but he can't because he landed himself somewhere where he can't
And
come
it ain't
see
nothing
you.
for you to
That's
take
not-
me.
that's what I'm saying. It is something for me to take you. That's what these dudes in jail be thinking. First of all, I got my own job. Now I gotta be a double parent to these kids because you want to get locked up. Then I gotta also, on top of everything that I gotta do, pay the bills by myself, take care of these kids by myself. I gotta make trips to go see you who's doing something that you shouldn't have been doing in the first place. I think not. I know women are superwomen, but we're not about to stop taking on these men baggage. Boo-boo, you did what you did. You landed yourself in jail. So
It's
you
not
go see your
saying
kids
you
when
got to
get
come
out.
every week, Tosin. But
Let
it's
me-
saying that it's important and
What if
imperative,
what if I
especially
work
when you have
Saturdays?
sons.
What if I work Saturdays? Maybe that's just my Saturday off. I'm not about to use it to go drive
Tosin.
4 to 5 hours to the penitentiary.
You could come and see your baby
Penitentiary.
daddy in jail.
No, I cannot.
Come on.
That's just not
You
an
could,
option. That's
you could
not an
take out
option.
time to come and see your baby
I
daddy
can't.
in jail.
I can't.
Yes,
not
you
to
can.
bring my child who is under the age of 10. Absolutely not.
Yes, you can.
I can't, and I wouldn't. And I won't.
You talking about for 8 years? You're not gonna bring your child.
They
to
can
see-
do pen pal. They can have phone
pen pal.
Pen
What?
pal, they can also talk phone conversations. That's fine. I'm not saying that the child can't talk to them on the phone, but to physically take my child to jail to go and visit someone who should have been doing what
Yes.
they were doing to be there. Now, the only thing I can say that I probably would take my child is if I knew for a fact that the father was in jail and they were innocent. Then I would. But if you did some dirty stuff to get you there, I'm
You better
not
get
going to
your
see
Johnny
you.
Cochran
I
on.
wanna see you. No, but if you're innocent, and I know you're innocent.
We all innocent. Okay. Every
then
black
I just
person
might
in
take
jail
Mike
is
to the
innocent.
jail. But if you over there doing stuff that you don't need to be doing, no, I'm not taking my no. Mm-mm. No, that's a blatant no. I'm not doing it. No.
Bring your kids to the facility,
No.
all right? He's
No.
doing federal time. Federal time ain't like state.
We can talk on the phone. We can do
No, we ain't
we
no
can do
damn
letters.
talking
We
on
can write
phone.
letters all day, but I'm not going to no man's jail with my child.
You better
That's not
bring
even a
your
good
kids.
look.
You better bring my child to see me. Okay.
But I
if
ain't
it's
bringing
my
nobody.
child, you better bring him to see me.
You better do
Period,
your 8
point
years and
blank.
come see your child.
And when I get out, I might be going back to jail. Fucking your ass up, but not bringing my child to see me.
No, that's a good question.
All
though.
this lost time. Hell nah.
That's your fault. You lost the time. At what point do men would take responsibility for their own actions?
We do, and that's why we do the time that we need to do.
Okay, well, do your time. It's your time. You're making a child do time by going to the jail.
That's not making no child
It
do
is.
time.
It is.
No,
It
that's
is.
saying that you
It
are
is.
visiting your
No.
dad.
And that
Period.
whole,
Point
the
blank.
prison system is a destruction of the man. No,
It's called adjusting to
No.
circumstances.
No.
Period. Point blank.
Well, they shouldn't have to adjust to those type of circumstances.
I mean, stuff happens.
Okay.
Social stuff happens
Stuff
in
do
people's
happen.
lives.
And you know what's not gonna happen? My child going to jail to go and see somebody.
You know
there.
what, Tosin?
Point blank. I'm sorry. That's how I feel. I ain't gonna be messing with nobody who's gonna be doing them things anyway.
Not now.
I mean,
You know,
hopefully-
past your drug money
hopefully
stage,
this
your
will never
drug
even
dealer,
be- this
thug
won't
life
even be my-
stage. All right. Every girl has their drug dealer, drug money, you know, thug life
I can't even
stage
talk.
they went through,
I can't
okay?
even talk.
You know what
Now,
I'm saying? Oh, yeah,
had
you
my
done
child
passed
father
that
been
thing.
Tupac, so
Oh, you would be right there.
I'd be right up in the jail.
Oh, hypocrite having ass. You know what?
That was a joke. No, but really legit. Like, I would not take my child to no jail. I'm sorry. No pen.
No. You need to.
Can't do it.
You need
Can't
to.
do it.
You need to.
Can't do it.
It's important that you do it.
It's
It's not the
It's
most
important that
comfortable
they
thing.
talk on the phone
It's
and
not
write
the
letters.
most comfortable
No.
thing.
You
but
can
it's
still communicate with your
definitely-
child. Also send photos? Come on, man. What you doing?
What the heck?
Phone calls, letters, and photos. What you mean?
Listen, it's more than that. A
It's
child
not.
needs to be able to connect and see.
How you gonna
their
connect through the
parents.
glass? What are you talking
You're
about
not
right
through
now?
a glass,
You don't know
Tosin.
that. And when I see it on TV, they always looking through
Okay,
the glass.
not everything is what it seems on TV.
So
That's
you went
not
to
how
go
it
visit
is.
somebody?
That's not how it is.
How you know that?
You actually get to see the person face to
Sometimes.
face.
It depends.
Sometimes, depending, you
It
know,
depends.
if they done killed 6 people, then maybe you behind the glass.
I ain't
It
doing
all
it.
depends on what
So-
they did. You know
so
what I'm saying?
let's say roles reverse. So
If it-
Shelly is Shelly locked up, right?
Yes.
And y'all got a kid, right?
Yes.
And the kid is 4 years old.
Yes.
You gonna take a little action
Yes.
to see Shelly in jail?
110%.
Woo!
Yeah.
That's good for y'all.
Because
I
it's
can't
called
do it.
standing by, especially if we're together. But if we're not together, yes, I would still. At least once a month. I mean, dang, what's once a month? What's one time out of the month? Let me take you to go and see your mom. It's your mom. See how
No.
she's growing or he's growing.
Nice. I prefer photos, phone calls, and letters.
No, photos ain't, you know.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
I don't know. Can they FaceTime in jail? They be doing. They make music videos, so I'm just curious. Maybe they can be on FaceTime.
They lying Lucius out this bitch.
They be making
Shoot
music
me a
videos.
music video.
They be having
Shoot
cell
me an
phones.
Instagram post.
They be having smartphones. I'm like,
I don't know what be going on in jail nowadays. I never been
shout out
to
to
jail, so I
everybody
don't
in
know.
jail, man. Shout out to
I
y'all.
never been
Stay
to
up.
jail.
I can't visit y'all, but stay
I
up.
can't make it in jail.
Nah,
jail.
can't do it.
I'll be fighting everybody trying to get out. Not fighting everybody
You
in there.
gonna be on your El Chapo.
I be fighting everybody. I
Break it
know. I
out.
be digging me. I be
Break
me
it
in the
out.
tunnel. I be in the tunnel like
Meet me
shit.
in the
Trying
tunnel.
to get out.
It's going down.
You ain't keeping me behind no damn bars. Shit, we ain't got time to be going with that. Man, I can't do no jail. I can't do no jail. I wouldn't be here for drinks and conversation.
Don't worry, just make sure you get locked up with your smartphone and whatnot.
Oh, man.
You can broadcast live from in there. Get you a Periscope. You
Give me some
broadcasting
Periscope in
live from
prison.
the jail cell and whatnot.
Prison Periscope. I know they probably do have prison Periscope. I don't know. They be bending the rules for people. I don't know. I guess it depends on how much money you have.
In jail.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't
either.
know.
I don't know either.
Well, we on episode 10,
1-0.
Drinks and Conversation.
The pod.